Here we go. Hey, Azrael. I don't know why it does that when I spawn. It does the weird, like, auction house drone thing when I spawn. Oh, oops, no, that won't work. Hey Joe, how's it going? Let's see. Remove that. Go back to the flame hoodie, potentially. Well, Suma, thanks for the host. None of those looks right. Let's go with the... Yeah, there you go. Alright, we're gonna do... Let's see. Hide and seek. Paul Gamlin has left a note for the Hondo brothers insisting that the trailer park supplies are running out and must be restocked from the nearby casino construction site. Joe, we spell it out straight. We're running out of fresh water and our last bottles of propane. Could be we can go without propane and eat our chow raw. We can't play loose with the water. Good news is there's more of both at your casino construction site. Bad news is we aren't a SWAT team. You and your bro know the place better than me, so if you got any bright ideas, don't sit on them. Fucking snow in Texas while we're freezing rain. Alright, off the menu. The Mahana brothers are always bickering, but they agree on one thing. The Wendigo that stalk the forest are a dark legacy come true. Their hunger never abates, and it has become a matter of survival of the fittest.
So, you figure those Wendigo will be back? Gave them a solid whooping.
Of course they will, genius. They ain't ever gonna stop hungering. Same as you ain't ever gonna stop whining. Should have believed old Joe's stories instead of laughing at him. We'd be better prepared for this horse shit.
Brother, you spent your life stinking up a lawn chair wearing an I believe I'll have another beer shirt. You want to lesson me on beliefs?
Oh, it's on now. You want to talk about the beer fridge, huh, brother?
Hey, those cans crossed the line. And as far as I can tell, they were fair game from the moment I...
You know the legends of the Wendigo from TV, right? They were our people once, but cast out after they ate skin to save their own.
Changed them. Made them less than human, eating the flesh of other humans. Much less. See, old Joe throws that tail in our faces enough. It's his favorite stick to poke a sleeping dog with.
Shit. It ain't like we ate the rest of our family.
Yeah, that gut's all beer and burgers. Look, those stories can go jump in the Miskatonic. There's no redemption. No happy ending for their tribes or ours. Just horror out there, hunting us.
We're gonna show 'em we're off the menu. Indian style.
Examine Frank's notebook. Bone Cracker. He's got a taste for sucking the marrow out of those forest reapers. We could use one to bait him out. Bloodfang. Blinder than old Joe, but damn can that son of a bitch scent blood from 4 hills away. Silence Trickster. Sleeps in plain sight like he's scared of nothing and no one. Someone ought to sneak up on him and catch him napping. Elder Warcry. This one leaves what he don't eat stuck up on the end of a stick. Bro, some damn fool idea to call him out by staking a Wendigo carcass. Hey Stravos. Wendigo myth is a basis in science. Humans that eat other humans have chemical changes in their mind and go batshit insane sometimes. Yeah. It's probably a bit like mad cow disease, right? Like, you don't. That's part of the problem with that is like you don't feed cows other fucking cow brains. It's not a good idea. Find some tender cob meat. Okay, what am I doing? Oh, I want this one. Hello, tender cob meat, please. Dude, what the fuck is the range on those things? Oh, this one was nowhere near its range. Sometimes rain is whatever will most annoy you at the time. I mean, I suppose that's potentially true. But both of them, I thought I was past both of their ranges, so I think their range is just like farther than I think it is. And sedatives. So it says hide on the cliff above, but you can trigger it just by jumping, like up here. Yeah. Yeah, so I have to finish missions, then I'll be down. I'll be ready to activate wards. I need to finish the rest of the missions in the zone first. Intern. Okay, now this is the one that can bug out sometimes. Silent Trickster. It was a trap. You like over DPS him, he doesn't come back, or he comes back like invisible. There we go. Yep, exactly, Stratos. He is easy to bug. So that's why I was being really careful there. Boom. Got him. We've studied your report alongside the old legends mentioned by the brothers. The myth of the Wendigo was born of outrage in the face of cannibalism. It is about the violation of human brotherhood. Men so desperate they begin to feed on each other, which means they feed on themselves. Now this legend, or something very much like it, has come home to feed on the region. The Wabanaki myths offer more than flavor and context. They are more than mere allegories. Like all great tales, they are forecasts.
Critical empowerment results.
Am I level? Oh, I am level. Okay, I'm leveling the right thing. Just making sure. I should have done the side mission when I was actually next to this stupid thing. Now I gotta run back to it. That's dumb. Should have just done it on the way. Yeah, well. This is the water bottle. I wonder if there's anything else over here. Oh yeah, there's weapons. Oh, I missed a weapon. So now another weapon. Ah, water bottle. That's all the weapons I needed. Now we just need propane tanks, a couple more water bottles. Hello, water bottle? Get him. Mega, thanks for the resub. 23 months. Much appreciated. I know there's a propane tank you can grab through the... There's someone, he's eating something there. Or someone. Aha! Last propane tank. Oh, to the trailer. Right. Hey, Yui! How's it going? No, I don't want to become famous. So I need open season and out of our league, and I need hunted and you don't? Horrifying. Hunted and Last Will and Testament. I think that's Last Will and Testament. Where's Hunted? Ah, right there. So this one and this one. Would clash with your infamy? Nice one, Joe. Alright, open season. Paul and Atka Gamlin have built a business on a simple concept. People with deep pockets come to Kingsmouth to hunt unnatural prey. With recent events putting an end to business, it's open season on the monsters of Maine, and anything that crawls around in the forest is fair game.
These things just don't stop coming.
Everyone needs a break from the killing. There's no sports in it. And there's no end to it. We had a good little business going here, me and Paul. We were doing all right. But I guess when you bleed the land eventually bleeds you back.
That wave tin is some bullshit. It started a couple years back. Whitetail season had taken a dip. Hard to make ends meet. Then I picked up the trail of something else out there. Stranger game. Older game.
It came like some weird providence.
All the old stories come to life. It didn't cross my mind anyone would pay to bag themselves a Wendigo or Sasquatch, but I'm not the brains of this outfit. Turns out a lot of folks would, when you ask in the right places. Folks from out of state.
Business is a bit slow, so if you're staying around, it's open season on whatever's got no right to walk or crawl here.
Yeah, just don't get bit by anything. I hate to have to put you down. You got a quarter, Annie?
My turn, isn't it?
Yeah, I've got a quarter for my turn. No, that's no help. Let's see. Yeah, I don't need the snowball anymore. Examine the hunting map. Hello, Gimberto. It's an interesting look. Zombies, Wendigos, the cops. Old cliff. Oh, right, this one takes you to the old cliff walker. Oh, and I forgot that it's timed. It's kind of weird, but I'm okay with that, I guess. Keeps you from slacking. That's what I'm talking about. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No. Fuck. There we go. Go to the village. The authentic Wabanaki village. Yeah, the overload's working pretty well. The hell, why not trigger these guys? Did I cash in my extra snowflakes for shards? I did not. Thanks for the reminder. Also, I must be over leveling. Yeah, I'm 10 levels over. They're ignoring me. I'm like, why am I not aggroing them? But somehow those wisps are... They must be like 1 level higher or something. Would be a cob, hunting grounds. Dude, look at this Wendigo. He is glitched. Poor bastard. Like, he's flickering back and forth so fast, it looks like his head's coming out of his ass. Because it keeps, the head like goes this way, right? It's like flipping direction. I'm just gonna put him out of his misery. Shit. And kill firstborn a cob. No, you're one, okay. I should be hoping for like a pile of them. What is that gold glowy shit? Bug assassin. Find the old Sasquatch guy. Called Cliffwalker. Hello, Mr. Cliffwalker, sir? Kill 3 ducks. The return to force of ancient beasts is no surprise. The Wendigo have stalked these lands before, and we're sure to stalk them again. It is the same with the Akab. Races rise and fall. What is surprising is the confluence. For so many dark waters to flood at the same time, while the clear ones all ebb, is an affront to the logic of chaos. Beware the quarry. It was once a holy site for the Wabanaki, but now appears to be a pit for the dark waters to pool. Yay, legend. Alright, so we need out of our league. Wait. Yeah, okay, we can do that. Hey, Linma, how's it going? Out of our league, Paul Gaiman spotted something large and unshapely in the fog while hunting by the coastline. He claims the beast is out of his league. A simple hunting rifle is not enough to deal with this threat.
If you're going out to the coast, I'll give you some advice on the house.
Better listen up. My man here is not usually in the business of parting with anything for free.
She makes sure I get paid by the hour. Anyway, you'll want to be prepared. They're a territorial bunch, the Pale Men, and they rile up in packs. You've got to use the land to your advantage. Get in the hunt and turn their pack mentality against them, same as you would with any other beast, even though they're sure not the same as any other beast.
I swear it's as if they can hear what's going on inside your head.
So I'm pretty safe around them. I made it through to the surf once and caught sight of something in the fog. If it wants to stay there, that suits me just fine. It was big.
Bigger than that Sasquatch last July?
Oh, hell yeah. He was 600 pounds, but mad with old age. Knew his time had come, and that's the way of things. But that creature out there doesn't play by any rules of nature. Birth, the middle of it, death. That thing has passed beyond death.
And way beyond our league.
How art thou doing, sir? Oh, I'm doing good. Just, so I'm on my... I can't remember if you've been here when I was playing this character. My Offhand Only elemental character. I'm 100%ing the game like that. So I'm about to finish Blue Mountain. This is the last main mission. Okay, you've come by since I started doing this shenanigans. This is the last main mission, and then I have 2 side missions. And then I believe everything in the zone is done, and I just need to start activating the wards. Like, you activate the wards in Kingdom of Savage Coast of Blue Mountain, and then you go fight Mr. B. Mr. Beaumont himself. Ah, nice. I see what you're doing. You want me to give you an eye now? Stop me here, funnier. You could also have gone, give me an E, give me a Y. I think that would have been pretty funny. The range on this is pretty sweet. I think those are farther away. That's weird. Your out Thor's hammer should be extra efficient on Beaumont. Oh yeah, that's true. I think you're right. Uh-oh. I'm still in combat. Another legend. The incubator looked like it just dropped out of the sky. Oh, someone running around here. Need 2 more incubators. Uno Moss incubator. Where you at? There we go. Brood lantern. Okay, now I need brood witches. What the fuck? You weren't even there like 2 seconds ago. Wait. What's going on? How did I come out of combat? That was weird. I don't know what the fuck the game is doing right now. But it's super annoying. Kill the brood mother. Spiker on the rock. Get the fuck out of combat? Thank you. Jesus Christ. Like, I shouldn't be in combat now. Stop it. Blue Mountain Redeemer. So just need the side missions now. People of the Dawn. You have lured out a mastermind of the Drog species. This is a rare event and should be celebrated. Please do so at a time that is convenient. The report confirms the hierarchical structure of the Drog. The Drog lords use telepathy to command their troops. After this defeat, it will be increasingly difficult to draw them from the depths, but that must nonetheless be our objective. We must learn more about the overarching designs of these architects. All designs have a purpose. Those of the Drog are no different. Okay, so... Queso! We want this one. Handwritten note over there. Are you trying to make me catch my shadow? Ha! It's already done. It's right here. I got it. I've trapped it with my feet. Last will and testament. A handwritten note has been left on the windshield of the truck. It is signed by Nick Turner, owner of the house down the road, and details his final wishes. Wait, examine. Nope, no, no, there we go. Sheriff, whoever the hell reads this. The fog got him, pulled them right out of my fingers. Then they came back. You couldn't expect me to pull the trigger on her, on Dad, on the kids, on myself. But I'm begging you, if you find us, put us out of this misery. Something's gotta be right again. Alright, so we gotta go kill a bunch of infected people. Or turned, I guess. It's not just an infection, right? They've turned. Like, that's obviously not their normal state. Wait, why does he know I'm over here? That's crazy. Wow. Okay. I can't recall that happening before. Where like you attack one and it pulls three other from like way the fuck far away. Okay, we're just missing George Turner. What up, George? George? You ugly. Oh, that's cool, though. You see how it's got, like, a starfish? Look at that. Like a starfish, like, grafted to the side of his face. It's one of the things that's neat about being over-leveled and like being able to stop and look at things without them just attacking. Is you can like really admire how much work they put into these. Even though most of the time you see them from like third person far away and completely obliterate them before you even see what the fuck they look like. Alright, now we need this one. Okay, so we should be able to just go around this bend, I think. Yeah. Just gotta climb up. We can get the last side mission. Hunted. There appears to be an indication of hope on the ground. There could be survivors here trying to lend a helping hand to others who have not yet succumbed to the horrors. It's like an arrow. Follow the direction of the arrows.
Local bounty detected. Initiating.
Ah! Holy crap, that scared me. Just the sound. Like the guy himself wouldn't have. That combat sound out of nowhere freaking the fuck out. Survivors to warn. Oh, the army guys. This is like supposed to be like an intro side mission, essentially, that makes you go to the army camp if you weren't already going there. It's called a breadcrumb mission. It's weird as I can't see your name tag. There you go. Hey, Poland. Thought that was you. We did it! We did it! Guys of the Akab. Oh no! Yeah, we got our 25 points, our AP SP, 10 AP, 10 SP. Guys of the Akab. Game over, man. Game over. Let's see.
Delta to base, awaiting orders. Over.
Alright, so let's look at our guys. Haha, guys of the Akab. It's pretty cool. Alright, so now we're done with the zone, right? Finished? Yep. We go to Kingsmith. Activate the wards. You can see the lights actually from the wards. The Norse guys. Hey, Coles, how's it going? What's treating you? Very well, very well. I'm on, actually, I finished, 100% finished Blue Mountain, and now I am activating the wards, taking the final fight, and move to the next zone. This is my 100% completion, offhand, elemental only, no main hand weapon run. What do I call it? Concept playthrough. Ooh, lantern. That's the boss. Level up, level 38. Question is, do I want to unlock crit? Go. I probably should just keep going down this the next hit reading one. Honestly, get this crit next. All right, so now we go Savage Coast. Activate those words. Over here. Knew I was going to trigger something there. I'm kind of curious at what point I'll hit level 50. I'm already 38, and I've not even technically left Kingsman. I mean, Sol Island yet. I mean, I will. I don't think I'll get much higher. But still, starting Egypt at level 38 or 39 is kind of crazy. Here come the familiars. Those screeches, man. Holy shit. Was the next wave? Should get a cob wave soon. There we go. Thought the ult might be helpful there. I'm guessing the boss is next? Yeah, boss is next. Activate the wards in Blue Mountain. So I want to go this way? Yeah, okay. Alright, here we go. Last set of warrants. Oh, it's Wendigo. Do you want help to do Darkness War for your quest? No, I already did Darkness War. That's what I'm already 100% of the thing. It wouldn't be 100% if I hadn't already done that. I think I did it with Poland last time. If I'm not mistaken. But I appreciate the offer. I probably need help in shit, what's Scorched Desert? The Ankh? I like how this lead like covers the whole fucking area. See, it does the water sound for this boss when it's not supposed to. It does the water sound for the first boss. For some weird reason. I'm glad to see you. He's been laying down there with only his shadow. Well, I can do the Ankh with my 50. I just know I can still Darkness a while. You've never tried the Ankh. Have you never tried the Ankh like even for yourself, or you just mean you haven't tried to solo it? Oh, solo. Yeah, it's doable. I mean, I could probably do a lot of Ankh by myself, honestly. The only even potential issue would be Mellow on the bridge, and that's only because there's a time frame there. Yeah, it's easily soloable for story. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Besides which, I'm pretty sure I guess I'm still in range for the Ankh. I'm level 38. It goes to 44. Nah, it's really easy though.
All these wasted years. We all played a part. We all made mistakes. The only thing that matters now is that we repair the damage we've caused before it destroys our chance for a future.
What? I thought we already fixed it. Well, not we as much as...
Your mother is right, Kyra. Yes, the wards are working again, for now, but the sanctum of the mountain has already been breached. The enemy must be confronted. Thanks to you, we have one last chance. With the wards repaired and our family reunited, we might have the strength to fight him. But we do need your help. We are mortals while you are so much more. The sword our enemy carries is both a weapon and a key, and the source of all his power. When you last confronted him, you were no match for him. This time, you will go with the power of all the ages. The wells of our forefathers have been filled, and you will drink from them.
Just think of it as an elixir. It's perfectly safe, I think.
We will channel the spirits of our ancestors to guide you, and the thunder of the gods from the north to still the black waters. You will wield this power, and the world will tremble beneath your feet. But be quick. Such magic won't last, and we only have one opportunity to right our wrongs. Both the people of the dawn and the people of tomorrow pray for your success.
Go team! Sorry, Mom, but it really was one of those go team moments.
Make your eyeshadow rip a little when you put makeup on this morning on the character. Are you talking about the mask or whatever? And no, Rama, don't wear eyeshadow. Thanks for the resub, by the way. Don't worry about the cutscene. It's not a big deal. Love you too. And then Poland, you said something about you did the zones 100%, out of the dungeon like halfway through the zone most. Yeah, so I was gonna say, back when Legends launched, I think the weekend of launch, I soloed the Ankh story like at level with like considerably less gear. I had like green gear. I forget what level I was, but it was really shit. It took me for fucking ever. Bet Deanna's to get Vex to play this? You should. I mean, I kind of think everyone should play it at least once, just for this. Like, even if you didn't play it as an MMO, you should play it for the story. The story's great. Go to the deep shaft. Like, if you do every mission, experience every side mission and stuff, like, at least once, and, like, the story dungeons as you go through, it's like a couple 100 hours. One kill head cussing still doubles. I had to check for seeing a video on your channel. It's super funny. It doesn't always double. It just can double. It has to do with how you enter the scene, I think, and may possibly whether you're sprinting or something. I've gotten it fairly recently in one of the playthroughs without doubling. I've also gotten it even way more fucked up than doubling, where like the camera is just all fucking weird, and it's super broken, and you kind of barely see anything. So there's a couple of ways you can break that cutscene, and it's not always the same. And you can get it normal as well. Find and confront Beaumont. Alright, here we go.
What is that smell? You're soaked in it.
How many heals do I? Could be a problem. Or like a cleanse or anything.
You arrogant child!
Yeah, everybody's dead. There we go. I put a stop to that reconstruction bullshit. Stopped it again.
Do you know who I am? What I am? Impossible!
Got him.
Cassie, thank you, Mia. I knew you'd come through for me. There'll be a place at my table when I've taken back.
Come through for you. Do you have any idea who I am? Or who I am about to become?
Don't touch that. It's not for you. You have no fucking idea what you're messing with.
Funny. I was gonna tell you the same thing. I just hope you understand, Beaumont. It's not you. It's me.
Soon you'll accept the gift of the voices. Yeah, I don't know which direction I should go there. Should I accept the gift? Should I reject the gift? Oh no. Are you kidding me? It crashed during that part? That sucks. God damn it. That is a shitty fucking place to crash. Holy fuck. I mean, granted, it just shows you, like, standing up and looking around, but still, like... I always rejected it. I figured if I was going to get killed by the filth, I should at least go down fighting. I mean, this is like the umpteenth playthrough. I've done every possible combination, but it's always interesting to see what people want you to do. Make your ability match your eyeshadow. Okay. Okay, seriously, what is with this? I do not understand that. I'm recording that shit. This is a non-patron character. I cannot get deliveries from the auction house. And yet, whenever I load into the game after a restart, I get a delivery drone for no reason. And it clearly can't be someone... I used to think that, like, there must have been someone next to me when I logged in and they ran away. But there's no one possibly in the dreaming prison with me, so that's not a thing. Like, what the fuck? Filth had a dreaming quality. It might be arguable outside. I just want to watch the world burn. The drone just wants to say hi. Delivering your dignity. No, that's a lost package. So, I mean, okay, Stratos, there technically are somewhat potentially valid points on the dreamer's side, but in kind of like an abstract sense, like, you know, technically, if our reality exists only because they're sleeping and we're keeping them imprisoned so that we can continue, that's fairly selfish and imprisoning another entity just so that you can exist. So we're essentially parasites of a kind. So in some kind of viewpoint, you could see the dreamers as just, you know, beings that want to, you know, fucking not be held prisoner and forced to sleep forever. So, just so that you can exist. So there's some really off-the-wall potential way to view it. That's Lovecraft, though. I don't think that it's been an in-game story thing. Sure it has. First of all, the game is very Lovecraftian. Like, hits you over the top of the head Lovecraftian. And secondly, yes. And that has been an in-game thing. Usually the drone's Amazon delivery drone, but my free account is probably a Wish one and a bit late. That's funny. No, that's 100% been something that's like alluded to in the game. It's very Lovecraftian. I just haven't seen anything about the we only exist because they sleep part. What are you talking about? You can't do a playthrough of the game without them literally telling you that in a cutscene. If the dreamers wake, all that is won't. Like, there's multiple times in the straight up normal blue story parts where it like tells you we basically exist because they're dreaming, and Lilith and Samiel want to control them in order to essentially like control reality, and that they fucked up once before, and the dreamer sort of half woke up and everything got destroyed and like rolled over and destroyed everything in its sleep. Because they would eat us, not because we are their dreams. Well, so I don't know how much of it is. See, as far as this being their dreams, I don't know that we're technically their dreams. Like, the filth are their dreams, but the dreaming reality exists because of them. I wasn't associating them that much with the Craft Cthulhu mythos. Oh, well, you definitely should be. That is 110% what they are. So it's not like the filth like flappies, right, are what they dream birds to be, and like the filth bestial dogs, like or the filth pig, that's what they think those things are like. But there's the Gaia engines that control them and produce like the current reality. So it's like the filth dreams are their actual dreams versus using their I don't know, dreaming power essentially to shape reality, which is what the Gaia engines are doing. It's a pretty it's a pretty in-depth mythos, and the bits of information are scattered all over the game in some really weird spots you wouldn't expect, and obviously in the legends, but you won't even get all of the information if you haven't done a playthrough on every faction, because different mission turn reports are different for factions, and for whatever reason, some of those pieces of information are just randomly in like the most obscure little side mission that, like, you know, the dragon turn in that side mission tells you some little tidbit the other ones don't, or another side mission random turn in like the Lumi bit tells you some random fact, and you have to kind of like piece it all together. It's very difficult to get a good read on it, but I'm let's see, what am I at? This isn't even a Steam client, so it doesn't count towards my playtime. But I'm at 12.6k hours playtime according to Steam. So I've assembled a lot of it, smashed into my brain. Really wish they would allow you to read the main story quest without making a new character. Yeah, unfortunately, it just wasn't designed that way from the ground up. Tokyo and Forwards were designed to be repeatable because they were like, duh, this would help us. But because it wasn't originally designed that way, literally Kingsmith through Transylvania would have to be entirely recoded. Like the way in which all that stuff is structured, like from its foundation, is a one-time playthrough. So that's pretty much never happening. Just is what it is. It was poor planning, or poor. I mean, I guess poor planning is one way of putting it, but it's also just like a lack of foresight, which I guess is also planning. But like, they planned well enough in the sense that they planned the missions out and the missions work, but there was a lack of foresight. See, I think you can tell from like the choices you make. Like, the idea was you wouldn't repeat the story because you don't want to change the choice, because those choices are intended to have permanent consequences on your character, right? And in the original game, it did more than just change the color of the wings. It did other things as well, or at least changed the type of wing. It wasn't like homogenized. So I think that was the concept there, is that you wouldn't redo that because they wanted that to be like a permanent choice structure. But I just think they really kind of maybe overthought that or something, or put too much importance on that. I wish that you'd be able to change factions when you restart the story. Well, you can change factions when you Oh, do you mean like if you... Yeah, that's insane. That's not... I think I know what you're saying, and that's just... I don't think that would ever happen. Even if they made shit so it was redoable, you wouldn't be able to redo it as a different faction. That would... That... I don't think that makes sense, to be perfectly honest. What you're more likely to see, potentially... Yeah, I get that it's something that you're wishing, but I'm saying is, like, everyone wishes that the story was repeatable, like, Kingsmith's storyline was repeatable. Even Funcom wishes that was repeatable since fucking years. No one's ever, I think, been behind the idea of you being able to switch the faction when you redo stuff. That I think is just not a tenable idea. But what's more likely to happen, potentially, would be something like nightmare zones. Like you go into Kingsmith, and all the missions are like, you know, E10 or something, right? Like scaled to you, or to the level you pick when you enter Kingsmith. Like like nightmare scaled zones is actually conceivable. They've laid a lot of the groundwork lately. The old elite enemies that the old game had in every zone. Are you talking about champions? Because we have those. We have champions. Should probably actually play some of this. I do like these, I just can't understand them.
Vi måtte ta av oss
The language.
skyene, så vi kunne sikre sledene. Men halvveis ned var vi nødt til å forlate hundene med Hassel og Bjåland, og fortsette med bare sekkene på ryggen. Presterud, Belmont, meg selv og de tibetanske sherpaene la dagslyset bak oss og gikk dypere ned i isen. Efter hvert som mørket omringet oss, måtte vi måle hvert skritt.
So the problem with this is I don't feel I can read this aloud
En liten feil,
because I'm hearing the
og vi
other
ville skli ned.
speaking audio
Sikre døden.
and it like fucks with me. I can't. I have to wait for it to finish to read. Oh, okay. They're in the airport warehouse. That's stronger enemies. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Those were actually nightmare zones in, like, a certain section was a nightmare zone. They removed those because well, it doesn't really make sense when you have I think with the level progression, an actual level progression, for one. And for two, the missions take you through those areas, and it's just, it's not good on new players to randomly run into an area that they can't do anything with. Yeah, they had no quest. They were just, well, they were grind zones for a reason, though. It wasn't for no reason. Those areas drop signets. Those entities drop signets. So there was a reason to farm those areas if you were higher level. But they did away with that, which I actually understand. But when I say like Nightmare Zone, I mean like the whole zone, like the map. Like you go into Dark Agartha right now and you pick like E1 to E17, right? Imagine like you go into the Gartha portal for Kingsmith and you pick E1, E17, and you go in there and the whole fucking map's like that. Because that's kind of like the tank commander mission is basically like the beta test for that, right? Like you enter that mission and everything in it is like auto scaled to your IP. That's sort of like a test case, if you will. They've got the scaling system reworked completely. The dungeons reworked, Dark Agartha, everything. So I mean, it's kind of like the direction it's sort of going, at least the underlying tech. Now, what it would take to actually do that to a whole zone, I don't know. But it's interesting. Listen to the speaker, he's saying the same thing. He's not saying the same thing, Uni, because I'd be reading it in English. You just like auto-scaling? I like auto-scaling. But even like the Tank Commander one, you can use the... It's like a pearl, right? Or something? To like pick your difficulty. He is just not in English. So we had removed our skis in order to support the sleds, but at the halfway point we were forced to abandon the sleds and the dogs with Hassel and Bjalland and continue with only the rucksacks on our backs. The Tibetan Sherpas, frustrated, Belmont and myself proceeded to descend further into the icy depths, leaving daylight behind. It was slow going and the terrain treacherous. As darkness encroached upon us, we had to judge every step with caution so as not to slip and fall to a crushing death. Oh, the lucky pachinko ball. That's right, Joe. Just returning the stream, does Tank Commander scale up to your max IP or current one? To your max recorded IP. So, for example, if you hit like 1700, but then you changed your gear and like redid stuff, and now you're currently like 1650, Tank Commander is going to be 1700. It's your max recorded IP. I wonder how many Secret World players would freak out if they found a giant city under the sands in the Sahara or the ice in Arctic. I think anyone would freak out. Secret World players would freak out less, Stravos. Secret World players would be like, oh yeah, this makes sense. I know what to do now. It's not stupid. If you want to pick the difficulty, you can get the Lucky Pachinko Ball in Agartha. But it's auto scales to your max IP. If you choose to, gimp yourself, that's on you. The game's like, hey, you have this item power. You've achieved this item power. Well, Suma, you wouldn't. I mean, clearly the first thing you do when you find a city in the ice is you start looking for the gift. Right? That's the first thing you do. Start looking for a gift-wrapped box of some kind. I want to say, though, real quick about this, what throws me off in here is Belmont. It's too close to Beaumont, and it fucks with me because I keep thinking it's talking about like Beaumont. I think it would be more because the first time I see Blackwick earlier and it decides to be time to run and scream. See, I mean, I don't know what players you're talking about.
Now, but don't be afraid. You walk with us in the light as your moon reflects your sun. So will you reflect our light in the waking world.
Dude, I don't think I've ever heard that dialogue. Maybe I've never tried to walk backwards. They're like, no, you can't run away, jackass. That's crazy. I've played this game a fuck ton. I just don't think I've ever run back far enough to trigger that. Or if I did, I didn't notice. Also, it has a line about the moonlight, which I guess is because I looked up, maybe? Or I went back far enough to trigger, you must be... What? Come on, let me stare at the moon. I had like a normal view for a second. Why did that happen? The things you can find in this game even after 1,000 hours? No, Stravos. 12,000 hours. 12.6 thousand hours. You look like the toad in the well. You calling me a toad face? Is that what's happening right now? Oh, there we go. Most people aren't as nice as you. Hey, look! I can see a Gaia engine. Like a full Gaia engine right there. Oh, it's the doorway. That's what that is. Oh, I clipped my camera through. That's what it made the light. That's what made the light do that. The light effect go away for a sec. Oh, come on. Ah, damn it. I had it. I had it and I lost it. Okay. Fuck. Ha! I can see the moon. Ah, damn it. It's damage. It looks too fuzzy. I think it's just the lighting. it's got that beam that I'm somehow like turning off or causing to not render. There we go. And then I hit something that triggers it again. So he likes to torture, challenge himself. You glad self-flagellation wasn't a thing for a long time? What? Well, the Gaia engine looks damaged because it's fuzzy. I thought I talking about the moon. Alright, so we read this one, right? So this one. It was 2 days before the skies cleared, so I can't do it. I can't talk over him.
Jeg kjente meg rastløs og klar for den siste anstrengelsen før det endelige mål. Klokken var rett over 12 da vi begynte vår ferd ned i juvet. Glatt is og skarpe steiner gjorde turen utmattende og farlig.
It was 2 days before the skies cleared and we could emerge from our tents. I felt restless and ready to make the final push for our destination. We began the descent into the crevice past noon. It was a fatiguing journey due to the polished ice and sharp rocks. Now, which one's next? This one or this one? Let's try this one.
Det føltes hverken som papir eller tekstil under
I think this is wrong. Shouldn't read this one next.
Og sterkt og tålte både vann og ild. Roald, sa Belmont. Han virket unormalt spent og opphisset mens han pekte midt på kartet hvor porten sto. Vi nær inngangen. Når stormen løyer, burde vi være der innen et par timer. Det der vår reise virkelig begynner.
So self-flagellation mark was due to how to torture challenging yourself? Yeah, but I don't. I know what you're talking. I don't know what you're talking about. I know what you're referencing, which is me torture challenging myself. But I don't understand the whole be glad it wasn't a thing for a long time.
Ved juvet på den tredje dagen. En fryktelig storm raste fra nord med tykk sne og sterk vind. Vi slo leir ved kanten og ventet på bedre vær. Den samme kvelden ba jeg Niklas vise meg kartet igjen, og han lot meg se det. På ny var det de fremmede tegnene, klare linjene og levende fargene som slo meg sterkest, I tillegg til den merkelige teksturen på det eldgamle pergamentet.
Oh, you mean physically? If you have torturing yourself for the first thing, you'd be a bloody mess. No, because I'm not into physically, like, well, I hurt myself a bunch, but it's not intentional. I've just been accident prone since forever. Upon the crevice on the third day, a blinding blizzard raged from the north and there was heavy snow and wind. We set up camp at the edge to wait out the foul weather. That evening I asked Nicholas to see the map again and he indulged me. As before, I was immediately struck by the alien lettering, the sharp print and vivid colors, the strange texture of the ancient parchment. Okay, which leads into this one.
Det føltes hverken som papir eller tekstil under fingrene. Det var glatt og sterkt og tålte både vann og ild. Roald, sa Belmont. Han virket unormalt spent og opphisset mens han pekte midt på kartet hvor porten sto. Vi nær inngangen. Når stormen løyer, burde vi være der innen et par timer. Det der vår reise virkelig begynner.
It felt like no paper or textile known to man. Instead, it was slick and durable, susceptible neither to water nor fire. Rolled, Belmont said excitedly, and pointed to the center of the map where the gate stood. We are near the entrance. When the storm lifts, we should be there within hours. Then our journey truly begins. One more swipe and I beat my best score. Okay, so we did all of these, right? Right? We did this one.
Vi måtte ta oss skiene, så vi kunne sikre sledene.
Yeah, we did that one, right?
Var vi
And we did
nødt til å
this one.
forlate hundene. Det tok 2 hele dager før himmelen lysnet,
Yeah, okay, so
og vi
now
på
it's
ny
what
kunne krabbe
these?
ut av teltene våre. Jeg vred og kastet på meg hele natten, inntil Belmont rystet meg våken rett over 6 om morgenen. Efter at vi hadde spist, lot vi leiren stå og begynte vår ferd inn i juvet. Det var da vi så porten. Den var enorm. Minst 30 meter høy og 10 meter bred, skåret i en merkelig blå sten.
I tossed and turned until Belmont roused me just past 6 o'clock in the morning. After eating from our rations, we left our camp and proceeded into the crevice. That is when we came upon the gate. It was massive, easily 30 meters tall and 10 wide, carved from a strange blue stone.
Da vi nådde bunnen flere timer senere, var vi fullstendig utslitte, og vi slo leir øyeblikkelig, uten å utforske veien innover. Jeg sov dårlig den natten. Jeg hadde mareritt og hørte stemmer hviske i natten. Akustikken der nede var trolsk og skremmende, og det flakkende lyset fra lampene våre kastet merkelige, ujevne skygger.
By the time we had reached the bottom, hours later, we were all worn out. We set up camp immediately without exploring the passageway leading forward. I did not sleep well that night. I had nightmares and heard phantom whispers. Cuckoos of the crevice played tricks on me as the flickering light of our lamps cast odd shadows. I think this one comes first, and then this one.
Sherpaene var urolige og snakket høyt seg imellom. Belmont oversatte og fortalte meg at sherpaene umiddelbart hadde gjenkjent porten som noe fra deres egne fjell. Et ord gikk igjen og igjen. Shambhala.
Shambhala. Our Sherpas were agitated and chatted loudly amongst themselves. Belmont translating told me that they had recognized it immediately from their native mountains. One word Victor was repeated over and over again. Shambhala. Oh, so okay. I don't know if I caught this before. So they're not saying this is Shambhala. They recognize the gate and the stone from their mountains, Shambhala. I'm not sure I quite caught the distinction before.
Come closer.
Jesus, where am I? What is this place? This is... It must be a memory.
Yeah, why the fuck are you walking up there? Yeah, I think that's what it means.
Visitors are always welcome. Come, let us see you. We want to see you.
The thing is, like, you when you first play the game, and even on repeat playthroughs, like, your character's here, and it talked about Shambhala, but, like, we didn't have Shambhala, like, PvP for quite a while, I think. And even then, you don't really do that until you're much higher level anyways. So I don't know that I ever connected the fact that, like, obviously we have a different Shambhala that we PvP in, and you have the Shambhala you go to in Rogue Agent, right? But they're saying they recognize this from their native mountains. So it's Shambhala-like.
Jeg legger denne journalen igjen ved teltene våre. Jeg tar med meg en annen inn i det ukjente. Om vi ikke kommer tilbake, vil dette dokumentet være det siste vitne til vår skjebne. Roald Amundsen, desember 1923.
I plan to leave this journal behind with our tents. I will bring another journal with me into the unknown. If we do not return, this document shall bear witness to our fate. Roald Amundsen, December 1923.
You see beyond darkness, beyond the stars where we were born. Follow us, and we will lead you past the dark places into...
Some loud-ass growling.
We can give you what you deserve. We can give you the world. Come, speak with us, and you'll see. Your potential is being wasted by your puppet masters. Your future holds so much promise. We hate to see you held back by their narrow-mindedness and greed.
But nowadays, if the explorers ever found something like this in real life, the gamers would be like, nope, I'm out of here. See, again, I don't know what it's with you guys, but I think most gamers, especially if they were explorers as well as gamers, would immediately have the opposite reaction. It's like, this is everything I've ever prepared for, and dive in. And I'm not saying they dive in unprepared. They would also like be preparing for potentially the worst, but I don't see them running. I see them being ready to deal with the situation.
We are generous and giving to those who aspire to greatness. Don't let your talents be wasted. Don't accept any less than what you deserve.
Who are you? Stop whispering.
Dude, I'm not bee-stung IRL. Well, listen, you can fix that, Uni. I can like freeze a bee and like mail it to you or something. Cozy smell a quest. No, but like, and I mean not in the physicality way, right? Because I mean, obviously not everyone that plays games will be able to do everything their character does in a game, but in this type of game, where it's much more about like psychological and like the weird mind-bending elements of it, I think your brain has already explored a lot of potential options, so your critical thinking is going to be better than someone that hasn't. Like, this is something that they've actually, I think, like done some studies on and stuff. Like, people that play, like, you know, pen and paper RPGs like Dungeons and Dragons or things like that, like people that do mental exercises of even if they're fanciful encounters, when you encounter situations in real life that require critical thinking skills, you're better at doing that on your feet than someone that just never really exercises that. And you'll be on the lookout for zombies, so the non-gamers probably won't do. You had a AD&D game earlier? Oh, you did. Oh, you had an AD&D game earlier. Yeah, I haven't played in a long time, but I did at some point. That in World of Darkness, and then some other ones. One of my coworkers had like a collection of a lot of different and much older pen and paper ones. So I played a bit of a variety when I used to work there with that guy back in California. But again, so my point was not that like, good night, Manga. My point was not that like, oh, because you're like, you played Sicka World, you're gonna find a ice city under the Arctic and be like, fuck yeah, let's go. My point was you'd be more mentally prepared to handle the idea of something weird and have better reasoning as to what to do next, just because your brain has explored lots of different possibilities. Your character has died a shit ton because you made wrong choices, and then not died because you made good choices, right? That sort of thing. No! World of Darkness is quite similar to SWL, especially the Mage line in both Old World of Darkness and Chronic Darkness versions. I don't know if I would go that far as to say quite similar. I would say you could probably, like, if you want to RP, pull off similar things. But as far as, like, the world itself and how it functions, I don't know that I would necessarily agree with that jump.
Look around. Witness the legacy of those who were brave and dared to dream. You can rise higher and reach further than they ever did, if you only accept our help and our gift to you. Some choose to be granted the gift of sight, to envision and recreate beauty. But beauty is hollow compared to true power.
See ya, Wolfsuma. Thanks for hanging out. Petro Bimbo. I feel like I'm not saying that right. Here lies that famous Raphael by whom nature feared to be conquered while he lived. When he was dying, feared herself to die. Hey, Magix. Happy New Year's 11 days late. Happy New Year to you as well. Sword of Darkness makes more sense. This one never really bothers explaining how all these things stay concealed outside of hand-waving secret societies hit it. So which gift would you take, RL? Sight, language, knowledge, or money? Wait, what's the sight one? Is that the beauty thing? So you're saying if you had to pick a gift, wouldn't it be knowledge? I feel like you could, I feel like you can achieve most of the other ones through knowledge. Right? I feel like money's not going to buy you the other ones. Language is going to give you the other one. Like, knowledge would be the one, the base one, I think. Knowing too much can be a burden, too. Yeah, trust me, you just get a big, swift knock on the head. Like, so that your short-term memory's kind of shit, and then it's not a problem anymore. Money, you can hire people, but you don't have the knowledge to know that whether they're good or not are going to fuck you over. So, I mean, again, if you have to pick one, I would think knowledge would give you the ability to know enough to get or acquire or make the money you need, as well as to learn the language you need, and hopefully some kind of sight as well, appreciation. I feel like knowledge is see, again, you would take language, because knowing with words convince people, but knowledge should encompass language. If I have the knowledge of language, then I would have language already. You see what I'm saying? I think knowledge encompasses most of the other ones. Or the ability to acquire the other ones.
Some choose to be granted the gift of language, to use words to seduce and change the world. But true power cannot be contained by words, and true power can shape the world to your will.
No, being all-knowing doesn't make you good in communication, on the contrary. We're talking about different things then, Lama. So, being all-knowing is not the same as knowledge, necessarily. And regardless of having social skills, the idea, what I'm saying is you would, that knowledge would give you the knowing of language and the knowing of how to use language, right? You're talking about like more like Einstein being a genius or something, but that's got nothing to do with saying that you basically have all knowledge. Those are different animals. I mean, look, you can put arbitrary restrictions on it. You might say that, like... You might say that, oh, well, they mean exactly this definition of knowledge and this definition of language. These are the only things you can do with it. But what I'm saying is, with no like guide rules. To me, if you essentially have like an infinite amount of knowledge, you can acquire and learn the other things, right? That's all I'm saying. Now, I feel like this is one of those areas where I'd be getting like in a D&D game in an argument with the dungeon master who's like, no, you can't do that. And I'm like, why not? Of course I can. I have knowledge. So of course I can do X. He's like, no, you should have gotten, this if you wanted to do that. And you can't just make knowledge do everything. Uni, you're late. You're late to the party. God damn it. Knowing everything doesn't mean you be good at communication and creating beauty. Yeah, because you missed the point. You're like 10 minutes back, Uni. God damn it. The perception of the definition is important to set up before. Thank you, Linma. Exactly. Because I can twist that perception to pretty easily to what I want. I'm not missing the point. Linma eventually got what I was talking about. I can do whatever I want, Dungeon Master. No, like, look. Okay, you know how you can learn everything and not know how to use it? That doesn't even make any sense. That sentence made no sense. If you learned it and you have, quote, all knowledge, then you wouldn't be able to not know how to use it, because by definition, you would know how to use it because you have all knowledge. That doesn't make any sense. Your sentence, like, contradicts the thing. Again, this is why the definition is important to set up beforehand. Because if you're trying to restrict all knowledge to just stuff in your head, logic overrated. You know what I mean? But if you were to truly have like a deity gifted all knowledge, then you should also have the knowledge of knowing how to use it, because that is knowledge, right? Knowing how to apply it is a knowledge. So why would I not know that if I have all knowledge? But again, I do agree that I think most things that set up these questions aren't intended that way. They're probably meant to have like stricter rules, in the sense that, and I do fully admit that most I fully admit that most things that make you have a choice like this are trying to limit it in a fashion. But what I'm saying is it's fairly easy, specifically with the knowledge of the options, it's fairly easily, specifically with the knowledge one, to be like, well, that kind of can cover a lot of ground if you don't actually restrict it. I don't know what a DR is, Magic. Magic's. Oh, a doctor. It's because you capitalized both the letters that threw me off. If you did capital D, lowercase r, I would have gotten it. Nah, that just makes me feel dumb. No, it's not your fault. But what threw me was the all caps. I thought it was referencing something else. No, Paul, and I don't like your analogy there. I don't think it fits. That doesn't really make sense. The whole hammer nail with knowledge as a tool. Like, knowledge would... Yeah, that just doesn't work. That analogy doesn't work. You'd have no nail to hammer? That doesn't make any sense. Also, knowledge isn't a ham. Like, that doesn't. Just the idea that you would somehow in an analogy make knowledge the hammer doesn't even really work. Like, knowledge is more like a multi-tool or something. That's the whole point. That's why I'm saying, like, of the options, setting zero limits that you can expand on like that, you could say having the beauty option be able to make you rich as fuck, and with that you wouldn't need the rest because you can pay people of knowledge language. Okay, exactly, Uni. Yes. Because with the beauty option, you could say sell art to make money, right? And then you could pay people. But again, and then so any option gets you everything. To a certain extent, but what I said was that while I think that you can do that, what I said was knowledge most easily encompasses all of them. Because, so regardless of what you're great at in life, you should get everything. What I'm saying is, you could push, like, the sight thing to its full unlimited potential. And yes, that could get you money, and then maybe you pay people to do things, but that doesn't give you the knowledge of knowing, like, who to pay, right? The same thing with language, like Lynn was talking about. Like, you could talk your way into, you know, money, and then pay people that have knowledge. But again, you're not as flexible as the knowledge one. That's all I'm saying. If you push all things to their limits, knowledge encompasses the other ones easier, right? And with less potential negatives, because again, if you're using money to pay to make the other ones happen, there's the lack of 100% knowledge that you're getting your money's worth, right? Just like knowledge won't make you a great artist, knowing how to paint doesn't make you a great artist. That depends on the knowing, Uni. Coles, thanks for the sub. It depends on the knowing. See, this is what I'm getting at. Knowledge, if you push knowledge to its like 1000th percentile, then if you know how to paint, as in you actually know how to paint, then you would know how to paint. That saying art has no soul? I think that has taken a giant leap. So you'll know what people want in the paintings, right? And you'll know technically how to do it. But not just that, you would, for example, you would mechanically know how to get the picture from your head to a medium because you would know how to do it, right? Like, I can't do that. I suck at that. I can barely draw a stick figure. I can have amazing pictures in here, but I'm unable to get them out in any meaningful format. Whereas some people that are artists know how to, say, use clay, or some people know how to use, like, you know, oil paints. Or, I mean, they learn, right? But again, that's learned knowledge, right? Like, you wouldn't say art has no soul just because you have to learn how to do it. That doesn't make any sense. You would know the technique, but so what you're saying is, if I have all knowledge, I have no soul. That's what you just said. But if I have no knowledge, I still have my soul, so I'd be able to use that information to get my ideas out. I would know the technique and be able to put what I have in my head out. And then I forget this guy's name that I used to follow on YouTube. It's like, escapes me. But there's some artists that are just fucking crazy insane and somehow have the mental capacity to get their vision out in just the most obscure, abstract ways. Right? Like, you know, build something out of matches, like, put paint on their feet and walk around in what seems like random patterns, and then from like a certain vantage point it looks like something. I think a dude made like fucking the Virgin Mary out of like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. across like a giant floor. I gotta find that guy again. The shit he did was fucking insane. But it's because he, I don't know, has like the... I don't know that I would... So his ideas, you might say, are soul, but he has the technique, like the mental capacity to spatially map how he's gonna do things in like any number of mediums. That is knowledge. That is, whether he realizes it or not, like that is a technical awareness that he was able to put his ideas through. Right? Does that make sense? You wouldn't necessarily have the ideas of the soul. Again, you're implying that people that can't draw don't have soul, which I find insulting, Uni. We're talking about all-encompassing knowledge that would include the knowledge of what to do with specific instance knowledge. You can think of knowledge as an extension of the tool, but all you have to know how to use something to do something. There's a difference in having knowledge and learning knowledge. In general, Coles, there is a difference in having knowledge and learning knowledge, but I don't know that that would apply to the idea of like a boon that grants you like all-encompassing knowledge, because I would assume it would encompass both unless otherwise specified. You didn't learn it, it was gifted to you. I'm not twisting your words. That's literally what you're saying. You know the technique, but you wouldn't necessarily have the ideas or the soul. But that's assuming someone wouldn't have the soul. And great art isn't necessarily about technique. I mean, yes and no. Great art is often about the type of technique. You fucking are. I am fucking not. I can say the F word too. In this case, you didn't learn it was gifted to you. Was it gifted as it would have been learned, or was it placed fully formed in your brain? But Coles, I don't think they have to be mutually exclusive, right? Because if it's gifted to you, both learned, the learned part could be gifted as well. I was referring this to earlier, Uni. Like, you had like some lines upwards where you're talking about the, that you know, like the technique doesn't mean you know how to be a great artist or something. I'm not reading what I want. I hate when people do that. I hate when people do that, and I hate when people say that. Both. I think we have to get back to this if we learned it plant knowledge before learning it. For now, the sentence doesn't make sense. I hate that you're doing. I'm not doing it. It's Uni. I'm not doing it. I'm saying from what. Okay, from what you've said in multiple lines. That you don't think that knowledge would make you able to be a great artist, and I disagree with that. I think it would be very capable of making you a great artist. I mean, at the very least, right? If you have like infinite knowledge and applicable, and let's say applicable knowledge, you could at the very least be like the fucking world's best forger, right? And just like paint the Mona Lisa exactly, right? So was that not great art? Definitely believe that every single person on the planet, if taught the techniques, would not be great artists. That I agree with. I do 100% agree. But again, okay, so in that instance, you're talking about someone being taught just the technique to be a great artist. We're talking about infinite, like, all-encompassing knowledge. That's not the same thing. Right? Let's say that before we can agree with anything on the subject, we need to clearly set the rules of every wish before, otherwise two people have two different understandings, like here, and can't all agree. Yeah, no, look. And I think I've already said this, but I'll say it again to be clear, that I 100% understand that most times these decisions, God damn it. I 100% think that most times these decisions are thought of with a rule set in mind, right? But no, Yumi's headphones died. They don't necessarily expect someone to like bend things out of their way. And in that case, it's the understanding the person that grants the wish is the one that wins out. I mean, yeah, probably, Poland. But all I'm saying is I 100% agree that, like, I don't think anything like this, even if he is designed with the idea of the necessarily, like, unlimited scope that I tend to, like, try and push. But that's what I like to do. And so when I think about all the options and how far you could push all of them to the nth degree, right? What I come back to is if you could push all of them to the nth degree, I think knowledge wins out. If you can push them all to infinite, right? That's all I'm saying. Now, if you can't push them all to infinite and they have restrictions, maybe one of the other ones is technically better. Or would just depend on, and how this I think it's supposed to go, is supposed to depend on your, like, emotional state or what you value more, and it's supposed to be like almost like a character trait choice or something. But what I'm saying is if you can push all to the nth, I think knowledge wins at being, if you pump everything to, like, 11. That's all. This is one of those things too where, like, going back to the, like, Dungeons and Dragons part before, like, Dungeons and Dragons has, like, alignments, right? You have, like, what is it? Good, chaotic good, lawful good, lawful evil, evil, chaotic evil. Isn't there an in-between one? Neutral, chaotic neutral, lawful neutral or something? And I have personally found that if you try very what's the word? Creatively, you can pretty much have a somewhat logical reason for any alignment to do almost anything in D&D. It might take a little bit of work, little mental exercises, but, like, you can, if you really try, basically come up with a reason that any alignment would do almost anything, given the right situation. I'm so sorry for asking the question. We started all that. Lynn Minovi's story, this is amazing. It killed, like, fucking, I don't know, 30 minutes. It's been fun. I like, talking about stuff. Depends on whether the GM sets the alignment criteria to be internal or external. No, it doesn't. It depends on whether I'm sitting at the table or not. It has nothing to do with the GM or the internal or external alignment. It has to do with, oh my god, the game crashed. The game was like, I'm done with you. That's fucking funny. I wasn't even doing anything. And I don't even think it timed out, did it? Or did it time out behind the... Oh, maybe it timed out behind the paper I had open. That's possible. Jimmy makes the rule. I would say if you do stuff that's out of your alignment, I'll just kick your alignment to what I think it should be. Well, look, so what I mean, by the way, when I say, like, what I'm saying is, if you have the right situation, you can make the argument, if you only need the human crash, you can make the argument for just about any action for any alignment that actually fits within the alignment. That's what I'm saying. Like, it definitely is situational based, right? But there can certainly be good reason for a lawful good character to do something that seems evil on the face of it. Hey, I got the cinematic this time. That's weird. Which is why you either have to make this criteria external, or does it make sense to have them on Ultimate? Which I don't like alignment systems. Maybe I don't know what you mean by external. Yeah, I don't really care for alignment systems either.
Come closer.
Where am I?
Visitors are always welcome.
So if you run ahead...
Let us see you. We want to see you. We can give you what you
It
deserve.
skips audio lines. That's why I was walking
give you the
slowly
world.
before.
Come, speak. Your potential is being wasted by your puppet masters. Your future holds so much promise. We are generous in giving to those who aspire to greatness.
But like,
Let your talents be
like just like in real
any
life,
less
right?
than what you
Like
deserve.
lawful good clerics can do some
Witness
pretty
the legacy
fucking
of
horrible
those who were
things
brave
because
and
they're
dared to
lawful.
dream.
And
You
maybe
can
what
rise
is considered
higher and
law
reach
and good
further
is
than
not like
they ever
morally
did.
necessarily good.
If you only
Does that make sense?
accept our
Like you
help
have, you know,
and our gift
like
to you.
crusades and shit, and horrible shit happened in the crusades, but you would still call, like, you could call a lot of those people technically lawful good, at least in like the D&D sense.
Some choose to be granted the gift of language, to use words to seduce and change the world. But true power cannot be contained by words, and true power can shape the world to your will.
In the same way, like a lawful evil person could do something that, like, at least outwardly looks like a good thing, like they're helping someone, but A, it's just because it's lawful, and B, maybe they have an ulterior motive that will somehow benefit their less than nice plan later down the road. But you can, like, simple things like that. And then neutral. What the fuck? They can just do whatever they want. They're neutral. They don't actually care. I've never understood like how someone can properly play neutral unless you play it like you play it like you're a rock and just don't go anywhere. or you just play it like you can kind of do whatever you want because you don't have an affinity to anything. I describe being lawful. If you kill babies because you feel like there's a law that mandates is I will kick your alignment to evil. I see alignment as having less to do with other players' actions and more to do with what motivates the player's actions. Yeah, see, I think Coles and Poland aren't even on the same page for this. Also, I've never played with anyone that like kicked your character's alignment. That's not normally something that the GM gets to do. Like, you make the character the alignment and the GM like tries to make you stick to it. You can't change a character's core. Like, I just wouldn't play like that. You can't change a character's core trait without without like a life-changing event, not an arbitrary like, well, you did this so your alignment's now different. Like, it would have to be like, you know, some in story shit where you like somehow like magically get altered or some crap. I just wouldn't play with someone that like randomly changes like core pieces of a character. We could argue about whether what I'm doing matches the character or not. If it's a criteria that you can change the mental gymnastics, what's the point? Because the person justifies it to themselves. Well, yeah, I will say Coles is right though. Most my game's gonna crash again. Most lawful good characters. What I think Coles means is most people that play lawful good characters are kind of assholes. Not that lawful good characters in and of themselves can be good, Joe. It's that most people that actually play lawful good characters are fucking dicks. And look, like Poland, like your the whole point is like even in life, right? You have to justify internally to yourself what you're doing. you have to like live with how you see yourself, and lots of people see themselves differently than how the outside world sees them. So that's why what I'm saying is, like, if a lawful good character, if you can do the mental gymnastics within the realm of logic, if I can present to a GM like, look, this guy's going to do this because of X, Y, and Z, and it just makes sense to his internal structure, and as long as you're not like going crazy out of left field compared to what you've done with the character before, I think it's perfectly justifiable to do something that, while someone else might think it was evil, you can make the case that your character's lawful good thinks this is correct. Problem with lawful good is, god damn it, the chat just scrolled on me. Problem with lawful good. God damn it, why won't it scroll up? The players make this character makes decisions only with lawful good, not because the decision is a good one. Yeah. Doesn't know your players running a alignment system makes sense. Yeah, that's probably true, Coles. Practically impossible for anyone to see you exactly how you see yourself. I suppose it's true, Uni. Saying that an alignment system is essentially useless to a GM, as if a player just does whatever, it's something redundant. For the most part, it's you ignore alignments. It doesn't have, like, look. Again, okay. I understand what you're saying. You don't want someone who's gonna do whatever the fuck they want and then just, like, explain it away, like, nonchalantly, like, just because, right? But what I'm saying is, and what I said in the beginning, for specific situations, you can make almost anything fit almost anything. I'm not saying you can do that all the time, non-stop in your game. Like, everyone's gonna, like, fucking kill your character. No one's gonna want to play with you. Your character's gonna end up, like, dead at the bottom of a ditch. Right? What I'm saying is, in key situations, in specific scenarios, you can very easily, given a longer term, like, game, make things fit that alignment that maybe, like, some people wouldn't think. I'm always kind of good. I do what I think is good regardless of the law. If I must break the law, do something, I judge it's a good decision. I think a lot of people play chaotic good, Limma. I think I played chaotic good a fair bit. It's one of the ones that like feels the easiest to play. Right? Like, if you just like to help people, and you also think like law, like, and you don't want to be strapped by a law you don't find to be good. Chaotic good is just one of like you know how like classes in Secret World have like little skulls on them. We're gonna tie this back into Secret World now. For like difficulty rating, right? And like you don't play like a 5 skull difficulty rating class at the beginning. It's gonna be difficult. You want to play like a 1 or 2 skull. Chaotic good is like the 1 skull difficulty, right? Like, that is the easiest alignment to play, because you kind of don't have to pay attention to it most of the time. Unless, for whatever reason, you're, like, doing evil shit. But if you want to do evil shit, you're probably not picking chaotic good in the first place. For most people, I think chaotic good is the easiest alignment in, like, D&D to start with. Because you're just a generically good adventurer that kind of does what they think is good. Anyways, I'm going to eventually read this. It's going to happen. From the ice gulfs that gird his secret throne, bursting through these dark mountains like the flame of lightning through the tempest, thou dost lie, thy giant brood of pines around the clinging children of elder time, in whose devotion the chainless minds still come and ever came. We did it! We read it! 1 down! I already did the painting one, right? I have to do this one next. Just enjoy having a paladin lawful character that just had to murder a child who's lawful evil now, because even though they think of themselves good, they really aren't. You lie yourself as much as you want, but the alignment system knows. I think Similarity Scale on Vampire is much better. Kinda wanted to write something to distract you while you read that. Uni. I'm not surprised that that was your first instinct. Poland, I think that's, I don't know. I would have to like know what like more about that to really I see where you're going with that. It seems like a pretty straight up example. But I mean, is there a greater good? Right? Because most definitely, if it was in the law to do so, and like, I don't know, the child has a communicable disease, like the plague that was gonna like infect the entire town and kill thousands of people, like you could make the argument that it's both lawful and good to kill the child, potentially. But I don't know your situation other than what you've said, right? So I don't know like why you would kick it. Like what I would say personally is I wouldn't kick someone's alignment. I just wouldn't let them do something that's that outside their alignment unless they present a case to me that was that actually like made some kind of sense. That's where you and I differ. You just switch the alignment to cover the action. I wouldn't let the action happen if I was DMing. I'd say, like, you can't do that. That's not something your character would do. So, that's I think that's the only part where we differ, is that. So it's just the two different ways to handle it, I guess. But to me, I'd rather the person keep playing the character they fucking made. Because, exactly, I bar the action. Unless you come at me with the... Look, I would be the person making a claim if I thought it was necessary, and I certainly, as a DM, would be the one receiving the claim. Be like, you better have a really good reason. Think you know their character better than the player? It depends how long the game has been going, I suppose. But I mean, you're the dungeon master, right? Like, you're setting the game, the world rules. They can't arbitrarily just do things that seem outside of their character without presenting a case to the universe of why their character would actually do that. And if it's a good one, then I would allow it and leave their alignment alone. But it would have to be a good one. No, the player does not have 100% control over their character. At least not in, like, any fucking game I've ever played. You have mostly control of your character. The world... What has the song go? The world is a vampire? The world is a vampire. Something like that. I can't sing. Cole said it's easier with lawful characters because their alignment necessitates they have a code and you can more easily determine if they broke that code. That's true, Coles. Yeah, that is true. But now we're just talking about differences in enforcing rules.
To be made into figureheads, pale shadows of those who walk the true and enlightened path alongside us. Become the one who pulls the strings, not the puppet on the throne.
535 BC, and Marduk, the great lord leader of his people, looked happily at the good deeds and steadfast mind of Cyrus and ordered him to march to his own city, Babylon, set him on the road to Babylon, and went alongside him like a friend companion. His teeming army, uncounted like water flowing in a river, marched with him. Talking story-wise, I always allow a player to change alignments if the experience of the quest change their perspective. Okay, so that's what I talked about earlier, Coles. That's what I talked about earlier, is like, I would never, like, just change a player's alignment unless it was, like, a massive, like, you know, something just happened to the character, and then they snap and do something. And in that case, the person playing the character is intentionally okay or asking for the alignment change because of a, like, in-story reason that makes sense. What I'm saying is I wouldn't just be like, oh, you did something that I think isn't your alignment, I'm going to switch your alignment. That's all I'm saying. I would handle that situation differently. I'm not saying, Poland, that you're necessarily wrong. I'm just saying that's not how I would do it. And I mean, people play D&D all kinds of billion different ways, so. If they wants to make a stupid decision, go on a murder spree, I'll just hit them with the consequences, not, you can't do it because they don't like your character doing it. If it's temporary madness, then there's a fun opportunity to introduce a madness mechanic. That's true. If a player wants to make a stupid decision and go on a murder spree, I mean, I don't know. I've seen plenty of I've seen plenty of DMs stop players from people from say that you can't do something exceptionally stupid because like it just doesn't make any sense. Like, I'm gonna go on a murder spree. Well, you're not fucking capable. You're gonna lose the first fight and die. Night, Uni. Are you taking the gift? I think that's the plan. Just kill them then. Also, I had a really difficult in a good way, a really difficult D&D game. Like my very first, actually my very first was World of Darkness. Actually, was Werewolf the Apocalypse or whatever. And like the dungeon master, like he's a friend, but he's very mean. Very mean. And he would just like he would let you do stuff, but you would like it was very brutal, put it that way. But I still think it made the games better because they felt like there was some kind of reality to it. Like it wasn't fanciful and you could just do whatever the fuck you wanted. Like the world in general like beat you down, was out to get you. And then when we played D&D the first time, I had a sorcerer character that got treed by like 3 dogs and nearly died like the first night we played, getting attacked by normal dogs and stuck up a tree. Like I think I like went down to like 0 or something. Like, and also he didn't give out loot for shit. I think when we finally got to the end of the D&D campaign, we got like a massive treasure room that we found. So like all the loot that you would normally get like spread out through a campaign, you just put at the end. So we were broke and like had no money for gear or anything like the whole time. Like we were just like run roughshod the whole time. Every time we fought was a goddamn catastrophe. And even the treasure room had booby-trapped treasures. So yeah, he was just mean. But I still thoroughly enjoyed that as an introduction to that type of play. Because I've played, much later, I played with someone in a small group that kind of did the other, like, went the other way and did like super power fantasy kind of play. And like people just did kind of whatever the fuck they want and were like, oh, I'm super badass and like everything's super easy for me. And honestly, it's just not as fun. Brutally difficult D&D is way more compelling than the living that Superman fantasy ones that I've played. There's a great sourcebook for Cyberpunk 2020 called Listen Up You Primitive Screwheads for GM and How to Run the Game. It has a lot of great advice. All that boils down to let stupid players learn from their mistakes. Regardless, I'm very kind actually. I fudge in favor of players mercilessly. If they insist on being stupid, well, stuff I can do as GM is limited. Nah, it's not limited. It's your world. You can just be like, look, you did something really stupid. So now everyone has noticed. And, yeah, you know, you've now incurred the wrath of whatever the fuck. And, like, there was, okay, in the Wolf one, somehow one of our members had completely misunderstood information they were given by the Dungeon Master. Completely got it backwards. And so, like, we're supposed to be working on to help, like, retrieve and fix this, like, machine that's gonna, like, stop the world from being destroyed. And instead, because he fucked up the interpretation or just, like, someone wasn't paying attention, we all thought we were supposed to destroy it to save the world. And so we, like, we get this thing and beat the shit out of it and tear it to pieces and, like, you know, spread it around, like, because we're playing werewolf, like, we piss on it for good measure. And then we find out sometime later that, like, oh shit, we have to, like, dig up all those pieces and, like, try and, like, duct tape and bubblegum it back together or the world's gonna end or some shit. Like, oh my god. But I do remember one pen paper I did. We were doing so much crap decision. My character was the maniac arse. Did the GM pop the dragon on our heads? We're all level 2. That's amazing. You pull a chrono trigger and fall into the beyond and start time traveling around, and you have to stop yourself to save the world. No, but like Coles, we had to like we did do it. We had to make a lot of rolls to like mechanics rolls or something, like to engineering rolls to try and fix what we broke. It was very touch and go there for a little bit. But yeah, it really you need a good group. And a good group can be different types of groups. But of that type of group, you kind of need to all be on the same page, or it can go very poorly. You can have like a really bad D&D group if like half the people are playing one way and half are playing another, and everyone just pisses everyone off.
Some choose material wealth, mere shadows of true wealth, true power. You will have no need for paper and metal when you carry within you something much greater.
Citizen Kane, 1941. Like the pharaohs, Xanadu's landlord leaves many stones to mark his grave. Since the pyramid, Xanadu is the costliest monument a man has built to himself. Okay. The player headshot a key mafia boss. NPC, I'm assuming you mean?
And we'll speak of your future. We are fascinated by you. We want to hear everything about you.
The tech channel that was in character. I had to wipe them out. Or I could just make 30 acts of a kiss and make up. I like Cole's idea. You have two choices: go into hiding or die a horrible death. Or kind of like the end of Secret World. Maybe they need to get plastic surgery or something. It was a standoff like in the second Matrix. They were inside the headquarters. Limited votes except to give to the voices. Malkavians always... Dude, I love playing Malkavians.
I can't believe it.
Got the legend. They were inside the HQ. Yeah, that's... I mean, you just have 30 Yakuza attempt to kill them, and they have to, like... That's what my GM would have done, like, back in the day. Like I said, he was brutal. They would have all just attacked, and we would have had to fight our way through it. Malkavian, dear fluffy big-eared one. They almost made it? Oh, okay. And everyone died. See, that, to me, though, that's good. That's, like, I wouldn't be mad about that. I'd just start a new game. Dragons should give their agents a free, horrible Groucho Marx disguise when told to go into hiding. That'd be hilarious. That would be hilarious.
Good. Good.
Oh my god. That's Amundsen. That means...
I mean, you're only limited to your imagination. Like... I'm sure, like, if you really wanted everyone to stay alive, you don't have to make them kiss and make up. There's any number of other things that you, like, could potentially happen, right? Like, it depends on whether you think it's worth saving, whether you think they deserve it, you know, whether you just want to start over. But certainly, you know, much like twist endings in movies, right? You can literally, if you wanted to, make up anything you wanted, right? Like in theory, it's your game, it's your world, it's your universe. That's all to your imagination. But again, I'm not saying they deserved it or you should have. I'm just saying you can. You're not that limited. I mean, just, okay, off the top of my head, as an example, you kill the Yakuza Mafia boss, right? And then everyone thinks, oh, fuck, we're all about to die. And then someone walks out clapping. And they're like, thanks for saving me the trouble. that person was looking at taking over the whole thing anyways. There was about to be a coup. You just saved him a bullet. Like, you can do stuff. It's just whether you really, like, want to, or you think the players deserve it.
The time has come to accept our gift to you. We can give you everything. The world. You only have to choose to accept it.
I love when you're a DM and you make it obvious that the fight is going to wipe the party and they should run, and then they decide to fight anyways. You're not unconscious and wake up for this. Linda, I don't think I ever played Bloodlines on stream because that was a long ass fucking time ago. I think before I was ever streaming. Like the Vampire Bloodlines is pretty old. But I did play Vampire Bloodlines, yes. Oh, the second one's supposed to be out, what, like next year or something? Coles, that reminds me of, I think this was one of the werewolf ones, if I recall, where we were fighting some kind of, like, I forget the creature type, but it's like some giant, like, slug kind of thing, I guess. I don't really remember. Coming across, like, the road, or down the road towards us. And so it's like, it has all kinds of tentacle shit or whatever, and it's coming down, the road towards us, and one of the players says, "I'm gonna dive for the soft underbelly." Now, the creature, it has like shit tons of little, like, tentacle claw things. That's how it moves forwards, and literally shredding the concrete and the blacktop underneath it as it goes. There was no soft underbelly. He didn't stop to check that. He just said, "I'm gonna do this," and the DM was like, "Okay," and he basically just dove headfirst into a thresher. Like, he just talking about people that, like, you should probably run away, and they're like, "No, I'm gonna fight." Like, yeah, that was fucking hilarious. That was super funny. In the same game, I don't remember if it's the same night, in the same game, at one point, we were like in a warehouse or something, and some people are fighting in the office building, and some people are fighting, like, outside of, like, the door. Then the door is the door gets closed to the office, and some people are inside, and some people are outside, and the stairs up to the door fall, and the one guy's character is, like, clinging to the door frame, like, body over the door, and he needs help. So for whatever reason, the guy playing the character was like, calls for suppressing fire, and so the character inside the room says, just unleashes at the door, which on the other side of it, the guy is hugging. That was another perfect example of people just being exceptionally stupid and not, like, you know, and also that Dungeon Master being ruthless and brutal. Like, if you guys want to fucking shoot each other through doors, I will let you. Like, he doesn't even say it. He just kind of lets it happen. It's like, sure, okay. You say suppressing fire, he you know, he's gonna fire to help you out, and okay, you just took X damage. Yeah, you take 1046 worth of damage. I really want to know what he says there.
Get away from me. Get the hell away from me.
I wonder if there's a way to translate that audio, because he says a phrase there and jumps off. But I didn't really get it, what he said, and it's not in the text. Her stuff she says is in the text, but his stuff is not. Alright, we're gonna pick the gift, okay?
Good. You made the right choice. This is only your first step down a new path. We will give you all that you desire, as long as you stay true to us.
Still missed the rocket jump of TSW. Limma, have you actually beaten Legends? Squirrel Pole, thanks for the raid. How's it going, man? So I won't spoil it, I guess, except to say that you get to play with a rocket launcher at some point. Dropping the nuts. That was a fascinating conclusion to a fascinating model. Beaumont is no longer part of the equation, obviously. Sources claiming the Illuminati got their hands on him, stuck him in one of their maximum security safe houses. The sword is still out there, however, and it's already causing ripples. Forget the warlock. The girl is definitely someone we'd be curious to play with. We'll file her away for future reference. What was the cause of that blackout, by the way? You removed yourself from the equation for a good hour or so. Very unusual. Whenever it suits you, return to the dragon. There are more storms to fan. VMC rocket sequence is great. That's not so much. No, the VMC you don't get until you're E4 anyways. But if Limma hasn't like beaten like South Africa or anything yet, then he'll get to play a rocket launcher at some point there. 7 a.m. time for the bakery. Pleasure of fresh French bread. Ooh, nice, Limma. Well, I need to give a shout out to. Hold on, I'm really bad at this shout out stuff. Wait, does this still work? Holy crap! My thing still works. Elder Scrolls Online. Interesting. Alright, we need to go report to Boncha. We get to go see the dragon. I don't know when the last time Screwpool played Secret World was, but he used to play it a bunch. And he's a cool peeps, so let's check him out. Wait, have I still not gotten any of these legends, really? That's funny. Oh, that's Poland. Hi, Poland. Wait, you're not... Ah, you're Templar. That's the sound. The sound is you getting kicked out. Yeah, you can cartwheel through a little bit. We should be able to. You have to keep pressing cartwheel, though. You can't just do it once. You have to, like, consistently do it. There you go. Oh, what? Did they... Oh, does... Maybe when you hit the step, does it stop you from cartwheeling? Does it really not like the steps that much? There you go. The problem you're gonna hit is if you can, even if you get to here, I don't think you can turn. Yeah, you're gonna get stuck on this beam. Yeah. So as a dragon, I got into the loopy place really far because if you get just the right angle and spend an obscene amount of time on stream doing something really stupid, you can sort of bounce off or slide off one of the curved walls and just past the edge of one of the guards, you can actually cartwheel all the way into the center of the Lumi base. But it's super difficult and very, very RNG.
Our theorists are satisfied.
Are you fucking kidding me? What the holy shit? I lose that cinematic, I'm gonna be super annoyed. I probably have. I doubt I'm getting it back. That fucking sucks. It's been super crash heavy lately since I updated the driver. Look, it does the drone thing again. Whenever I log this character in. The issue there is the game engine places you at the barrier, then when your cargo doesn't update the position. For example, if you wheel into Temple Hall, I can't actually see. Usually because she won't render for me while standing at the door. That's funny. Yeah, I got fucked out of that cutscene entirely. God damn it. Let me see. I think I might have found it. No, this is the police station. I'm going to the police station. I need the one before that. What's it called? Fuck. Does it technically be Dawning of an Endless Night? Hold on, I just want to see. No. What's the in-between one called? It's not... I don't think it's part of Total Eclipse. I think it's in the middle? I think it technically has a different name, and cutscene... I need the cutscene between Solomon Island and Egypt. Well, let me look on TSWDB. It'll it should tell me what the in-between mission's called. Is it a action mission? It's not chaos practice. It's not that one. Well, that's not the right. Is it this one? It might be called, is the one called Full Circle? No, that's for Mortal Sins. Fuck. It's. I guess I could go look at the stream and just back it up. I should be able to see what what it was. What? You know what I mean? La, 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 la. It's called... Yeah, it is called Total Eclipse. It is Total Eclipse. Why didn't it come up in the... Zero Dragon Total Eclipse? Okay, I think the other guy just cut it for whatever reason. He starts at the investigation, which is kind of a dick move. But whatever. To trust you more? I didn't say I didn't trust you. I just thought it had a different, because there's another one. There is another one. The Transylvania one has only one step, and it just takes you back to the HQ, and then it does the next thing, right? So it wouldn't be the only time there's a one step in between mission. That's why I thought of that, and because I already found it, the Total Eclipse one on YouTube, and it didn't have it at the beginning. It had the police station. That's what was making me think that. Window. I have lots of different window captures. Fuck. Okay, so can I move this? I think that should work, probably.
Our theorists are satisfied with your disruption on Solomon Island. They were in line with the models. If they hadn't been, one push of the button. Don't worry about the sword. We're not going to make an issue of it. We didn't predict it. It wasn't part of the equation. We don't know how it fits in. Yet. We will. Whoever has the sword will be relentless in our... Watch it! Where was I?
There's the janitor.
It could be the sword isn't as important as we thought. Maybe it was simply a disruptive element, a distraction, a loose thread. Like the flapping of a butterfly's wings blossoming into a hurricane. Events of the past gain momentum over the decades, crashing into the present like a truck into a busy intersection. I have this awful feeling that we've missed something important. I believe you may need to stumble upon it.
Okay. We got to see the cinematic. Yay! Character won't have your cool eyeshadow? Yeah, that's true. But your character doesn't actually show up in that a bunch. As you can see there. But the important part of that cutscene is the all-important janitor, who many of us believe is the true ruler of the dragon. It's got to be the janitor, right? The one covered in blood. My trousers are ugly? Well, that's just rude. It is, but they're still ugly. Wow. Oh, oh. Ha ha! Where's the other one? That's making me happy I'm not dragon. Bunch of mumbo jumbo. But it's the best kind of mumbo jumbo. The jumbo mumbo jumbo. Oh, oops. I don't want to go that way. Just gonna get these. Because, as my kid would say, why not? Putting the stick up the arse and you dog go fetch, I prefer the dragon. I also prefer the dragon. Wait, Linma, how far have you made it in the game? Did you make it past Transylvania? Or into Transylvania? I don't remember where you left off. London has the best digs. I mean, London was designed. You got wings in TSW. Well, then you should know that the dragon faction changes, right? Boomies live in the goddamn sewers. I got burned by a toddler today. Joe, you did? Do tell. My dice bag is an anime character. The taller said, "Is that an anime girl? Why are adults always into anime girls?" Did you respond with hentai?
거기서 뭐 하고 있었어? 어? 표지판 못 봤어? 내가 말하라고 할 때만 말해. 내가 너 집 안방인 줄 알아? 어? 표지판에 사유지라고 쓰여 있었잖아. 함부로 들어오면 처벌한다고 쓰여 있었다고. 눈이 삐었냐? 까막눈이야? 뭐야? 너 누구야? 여기서 뭐? 아, 드래곤. 언제 오나 했지?
Oh, the dragon.
얘 수용소에서 찾아낸 녀석이야. 벌써 폐쇄된 지 10년이 넘었는데 요새 저런 녀석들이 아예 집처럼 드나들고 있어. 모닝 라이트. 이번 주에만 3번째야. 놈들은 세력을 넓혀가고 있어. 아직 큰 말썽은 일으키지 않았지만 끈질기지. 뭔가를 찾아내라고 요구하고 있어. 개실 들었다나 뭐라나. 여기는 광신도와 미치광이로 넘쳐나고 있어. 뭔가 초자연적인 얘기가 점점 퍼져나가고 있다고.
Sorry about that,
녀석들
Vaughn.
신문에서 드래곤 쪽에서도 알아야 할 정보가 나오면 내가 알려주도록 하지. 뭐 내가 알 정도면 드래곤도 진작에 아는 정보겠지만 그래도 여기까지 온 걸 보면 궁금한 게 있어서겠지. 응? 거기 또 누가 있었어? 어? 누구랑 같이 있었냐고? 이 새끼가 피 터지게 한번 맞아 봐야 입을 열겠구만 이거.
Basically, there's an asylum, and Morning Light keep showing up to try and get in there because they claim they hear voices, and the precinct like tells the dragon when shit like this comes up. Yeah, I know it's behind the resub. So normally it's not. There's only a couple of cutscenes in the game. For whatever reason, there's a couple of them where they decided the subtitles would be like a whole text line lower. Every other fucking cinematic in the game, the subtitles go right over the, like, perfectly go over the top of the resub thing. Right? But there's like a handful of them that, for whatever reason, whoever did the subtitles on those cinematics went, hey, let's go down one text line. So, and I don't know until they happen. It's super annoying. Woo-hoo! Level up, level 39. We'll never know which anime girl is on old average shows rice bag. Oh, you mean dice bag? I thought rice bag was funny. Just missions are repeatable? Yeah. I also think this was really interesting, where they like there's a couple of them like this. These particular in between ones, where like you go to your like this, and there's just like this weird floaty picture of in this case an asylum, right? It's an interesting way to do the transition. Find a portable light source. Travel the dragon at the creation of the character is cool too, and you get thrown out of the car. Yeah! Like, fuck off, find your own way. And you follow the butterflies. That shit is really cool. I need fuses. I don't remember where the fuses are though. Brigla Divina is, I think, the longest in between one. Also, noticed Miss Pills in one. I can't remember if she's doing any of the other missions. I don't remember who that is. No, Virgil Divina is actually one of the shortest. If you know how to do it, at least, it's one of the shortest. I'm not just not remembering where the fuses are. That's where I started. There we go. Let's see, it's Silent from the Hive mission, or what do we call it? Yep. Yep, it is. Or they use the same asset. But it's, yeah, it's basically the same. So you have a stack called Insanity. I'm at level 2. You need to get the health packs to get your Insanity to drop. Medication. See, then Insanity goes away, but now it's back, but it's only at 1. Nope, now it's at 2 again. Search the medicine dispensary. Evaluation papers. Psychological evaluation. Sun worshipper. Patient 98829-6 observed repeated escape attempts, fixation with hieroglyphs, extreme sun worship. Evaluation. Dysfunctional reality ratio resulting in psychosis. Falls outside acceptable paranoia parameters. Guarded idolatry. Keeps an icon hidden. Recommendations. We're unable to account for patient's whereabouts on numerous occasions. I want to know where he disappears to at night. So we can use the medication to get rid of our insanity level. Sun worship and well, hopeless. Well, no, I mean that's what the Egypt guys are. They're sun worshippers. It's just backwards shit. It's like the morning light shit where it's like what is it? The darkness is so dark it's blinding or something. So they somehow invert the whole sun worship thing. That's not super creepy or anything. Psychological evaluation, extreme photophobia. Patient 650992-3 observed complains of sharp lights in the head, calls others brightness projectors. Symptoms persist even in pitch black conditions. Evaluation, extreme photophobia, frequent migraine manifestations, i.e. specter bursts, advanced psychokinetic potential. Recommendation, continue exposing to light to trigger psychokinetic responses. Confine with a section 6 patient 1 to 2 nights and prepare for combines. There's black sun to see the sun god. Yeah, that's what I mean though. Like, the sun worshippers aren't like normal sun worshippers, or I think they were originally, but they got co-opted. Fire? Psychological evaluation, the pyromaniac. Patient 87654-2 observed believes the fires are a form of punishment held within. Capable of controlling temper ignition, refuses the hose. Or else it gets the hose again. Evaluation, denial of abilities is a form of responsibility, displacement. Repressed pyromania, hydrophobia. Recommendations, do not anger while in contact radius, keep isolated from others. Not a Section 9 candidate, sustain hose treatment. Search administration. Some creepy music. Test results. Experiment T-01459999. Counter type test. Case study. Patient 98829-6 confined for 2 nights with patient 650992-3. Description. Counter types confined together in order to trigger extreme behavioral responses and possibly attain post-prognostic levels of psychosis/psychokinesis. Hypothesis 1. 98829-6 will seek to convert 650992-3. The latter will seek to defend himself. If subjects survive, the encounter may bring them within acceptable paranoia parameters and effectively prep them for level 9 testing, i.e. combines. Hypothesis 2. As an extreme anxiety measure, the test may force 98829-6 to reveal its purported worship locations, hidden nooks in the facility. Results. Day 1. Cell bears evidence of extreme psychokinetic activity, migraine manifestations, obstructive visual contact. Day 2. Nothing. So find the patient's holding cell. Alright, you got to figure out what the symbols are. I remember this now. Don't exactly remember the right symbol, but I do remember it. beginning. It's not the beginning. It's one of the doors. Is it that one? Might be this one. Yes! Haha! Destroy the committed. Follow the memory to the artifact. Also, what I find weird about this is like, yeah, there's a fucking artifact above the front door. Like, isn't that a little weird? Relic of Aten. I guess it like looks like it belongs there or something, but still. Return to Seoul and talk to the professor. Oh wait, I have to go upstairs. Pretty sure. Yeah. Magic's hiding in plain sight? Yeah, I guess. But also I would think it'd be hard for the... Well, I mean, I guess he was sneaking out at night, so they didn't really know where he was. But you think that, like, it'd be hard for him to get, like, to the front door? But I guess he had some way of sneaking around, so whatever. We're just letting that go, I suppose. You talk to the professor. That slow walk.
Do you ever wonder why we do the things we do? Why some people write love songs and others spend their lives obsessing about the past? Regardless of what you believe in, our lives appear to be shaped by coincidences. Your parents met, fell in love, mated, and against all odds, there was you. You grew up in an environment that allowed you to flourish in some areas and lose interest in others. Every day, your path branched, and you chose, or so you believe, your own path. Every choice you made brought you closer to this place. Then, finally, one day, you end up here with me, listening to this song.
Hey, Coles. Thanks for hanging out.
A single random event at the end of a long string of random events.
Every single path, every single choice I made led me to your embrace. But baby, every time
Except, of course, none of this is a coincidence. I am told you have something for me. Do you mind? Don't worry. I won't steal it. I'm a curator, not a grave robber. It was unearthed in Egypt several decades ago. Someone was either stupid, greedy, or both. They stole it. You've seen the price they paid. It should have remained buried. But like all such things, it reappears at the appropriate time. It's a message from the past, brought to life by the events of the present. A new system is emerging, and that can only mean one thing. You must return to the dragon. They have already chosen your path.
So you actually also talk to that guy, like in the beginning when you make a dragon. And there's magazines around.
Be safe.
I don't think it's this one. That's the fashion magazine. There's magazines around somewhere with like him, a picture of him on the cover. Forget where I've seen them. They're in their Orochi Tower, actually. There's at least one copy in Orochi Tower. They're probably somewhere else, too. Maybe in London somewhere. But I got something about, like, the bees disappearing or something like that, I think. It's an article about bees. Which, I mean, has a significance because, you know, we're bee imbued, right? So, hopefully this one doesn't crash. We'll see.
We need to create the spark that sets fire to the world. Most think of the dragon as harmless curators of fortune cookies. Few realize we're not only chaos theorists, we're chaos terrorists. Events are unfolding in Egypt. The Council of Venice has been ringing the alarm bell for months. I'm reminded of King Yu and his beacons. Like Yu's nobles, we have all learned to turn a deaf ear to their cries. Then, one day, the barbarians attack. For once, the Council is trying to lead the pack rather than just forming a committee to neuter it. Or at least someone on the Council is. A woman after our own heart. We should try and recruit her after all this is played out. She's an arsonist. She's lit the fuse. Insert yourself into the equation. Get on her good side. Find out what she knows. Add fuel to the fire. We'll fan it. Regardless of the outcome, we'll have gained goodwill with the Council. To balance out all those times we've been forced to undermine them.
No, we cannot chat with Bongcha anytime we want. It's locked behind this door. You only see her in cutscenes. Only in cutscenes. I'm gonna buy Sprint 3. Woohoo, I'm faster now. Another terrible dragon disadvantage. I'll take my weekly chess games with Sonic, thank you. Yeah, but you, okay. Do you know how much more you have to port around when you're doing faction missions? Like for Rogue Agent, I have to go to Seoul and then right into the Agartha. That's it. And when I come back to Seoul to turn it in. The Templar shit for Rogue Agent is, if I recall, is rather annoying. Like, you have to port. You've got to go to London, right? Then you've got to go to Seoul. I think the janitor is a Chekhov's gun. He's shown so much that he is important, it's impossible otherwise. Yeah. Well, they make a point. It's not just that. Like, that one, he's kind of in the background. That other one, he's sweeping and she, like, bumps into him. And it changes her, like, train of thought. I think that's intentional. And you also see him in some later ones as well. Like, they camera-wise, like, they give him focus. And also, he's, like, covered in blood and shit for some reason. It's definitely a large part of my 2,000-hour playtime. Almost rivals all the standing around Nagartha while being AFK. Yeah, I've heard from other people that are Templars that like doing rogue agent is a giant pain in the ass because of all the porting you have to do. Not public raids. There we go. Egypt. Ooh, piece of candy. Been training on that rock. I'm still waiting for an hour now. It's like 20 rogue agent differences. Oh, I'm not going at the. I'm stopping right here. I'm sorry, Poland. Yeah, it's like 1:45. I'm super late. We spent a long time talking, which is super fun, but like, I gotta work in the morning. I gotta get up with the kids and feed them, because my wife works in the morning as well, and then I work as well. So like, I'm already like way late. So I just wanted to finish that thing. I'm not gonna start the Egypt one. I'll do that tomorrow. Tomorrow night I will start the Egypt stuff. That way all Egypt starts tomorrow, right? Tonight was finishing Solomon Island, and in between mission, tomorrow starts Egypt. I think that'll just be a good way to do it. Sorry, I didn't realize you were waiting in Egypt. Let's see. It's only me playing Secret World. Watching the stream was doing anything else really? Oh, okay. That's not so bad then. So, all right, you guys, those of you that are watching can pick. Would you like to see someone playing Jurassic World Evolution or Cyberpunk 2077? We got two different people I could potentially host right now. Does anyone have a preference? No 2077, please. Okay, that's fair. You know, I've been playing it and not streaming it. And not watching it. I do want to see it. I want to see the speed runs of it, but I want to finish the game first. I am really interested in the speed runs. They're like 3 hours, I think, right now. But I don't want to like spoil my run. And it's a very it is a super story heavy, like your choices are affecting things. Kind of, I don't know. It's a more personal playthrough, so I actually don't even want to stream it. I would only be able to stream it once a week anyways, and then I wouldn't be able to play it as much as I want to play it, so I've just been playing it like off stream. I might stream it at some point further down the line, but like right now for the first playthrough, I'm just kind of doing my own thing. I totally get that, Magix. Like not wanting to see it. Assuming that's one of the reasons you wouldn't want to see it. Dancing? What? I'm gonna host Big D2. He's a cool guy. I read him fairly often. And he's playing the Jurassic thing. I didn't notice you there. That's funny. Because I have my other screen up in front. Alright. Thanks again for hanging out, guys. It's been awesome. Had a lot of fun conversations. And we eventually did make it through through this to the Egypt portal. So hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.